right, well, today got a little review here for the new 2025 Outlander 850XT. Haven't seen a whole lot of reviews out, or hardly any at all, for actually people that own them. It's usually from the dealership. So I'm going to show you all the little things that I like and dislike about this bike. But first of all, I'm going to get to the dislikes. First of all, the winch. I ended up immediately replacing the winch after a couple rides. I used it a couple of times, and of course it's probably user error. I did not pull it out. I kind of let it string out on itself, and it got wound around itself. And also, the first time I actually loaded this bike up from the dealership, I stuck my hand over to try to find if there's a place I could actually strap it to. Ended up cutting my hand up pretty good on the cotter pin here from the old winch. So I immediately replaced that with a fiery red synthetic winch. Got that all set up the other day, new fair lead and everything like that. So everything's working out great on the winch. Second thing is, whenever I first got the bike, I'll give you a little walk around here. Whenever I first got the bike, as soon as you start riding, I started hearing these little popping noises. It sounded like it was from the plastics or the frame. I'll go ahead and kind of give you a little demonstration on what that sounds like before we get too far into this. Let's see if I can actually get it to do that. So I usually just put it in high and just let her rip. No, that's not doing it right there. Right there, you hear that little knock. Let's see if I can get her to do it again. That little knock right there, that's super annoying. I don't know what that is, why that is happening. Something is possibly loose. I don't know. I heard a lot of people say that these bikes came from Mexico from their facilities and their manufacturers, that they don't tighten up every bolt. Sometimes you got to go in and retighten to spec and whatnot. So I've checked around, haven't seen anything that would lead me to believe that something is loose on the bike. But anyway, that's one of the main gripes that I have with this bike. And that's pretty much it. There is nothing other than the winch and that little popping noise that makes me kind of go, what's going on here? Why didn't they put a synthetic winch on this $14,000 bike? I don't know. So for all the things that I do like, pretty much everything, I'll kind of give you a little walk around of the bike in general, and then I'll take it for another ride and kind of show you. Sounds great right off the bat. The seat is the most comfortable seat I've probably sat on. I own a 21 Can-Am XC. I went out riding with all my buddies on their four-wheelers, and I had my dirt bike, and we went on around a 5-hour ride, and my butt was absolutely numb. And then I traded off on one of my buddies. He's got a new 25 Honda Rincon, I believe that is. Rubicon Rincon, I don't know which one it is. And I rode on his bike, and I'm like, this is comfy. I want something like this. So I ended up getting a Can-Am instead. And so far I've been super happy with this. My first Can-Am, first four-wheeler of this size that I've ever owned. I've owned a 250. But if you're riding on any rough trails, rocky creek beds, things like that, this just blasts through everything, and it feels like you're riding on a pillow. So it is super smooth. We went through some really gnarly rock bed creeks and things like that, and I could just almost full gun it and just get through it without having any issues. It was super comfortable all day long. I didn't get the crap beat out of me like I did on my KTM. Other than that, tires are beautiful. Everything works good so far on the tires. Haven't needed to think about replacing those. I guess another weird gripe is the lights. The headlights, the high beams on it are actually pointing up in the sky. So I have to go figure out how to get under there and adjust the high beams on that. One of the best things about this bike is obviously the storage. The storage on these bikes is extensive. I can put my winch cables and my tree savers and all that stuff in there. Got a little Ryobi tire pump just in case something goes awry. All my toolkit that came with the Can-Am here. Got plenty of room. Well, let's go for another gripe. I found one. these little seals here that's supposed to seal it in for any water water it gets in here. It doesn't really work. It works okay. It's not great. I'm going to look to replace those and get something that actually seals up properly without having to get water in there all the time. So this little thing sits right like that. You can actually hold it open if you need to, and then just click it back down, close it up on top. Make sure you get a press on it, because sometimes even you press on it, these things don't get fully clamped, but right now it's doing okay. And then the back side, you have plenty of more storage here. You hold these down from the front, from the back there, tilt them up. You got another storage unit with all these nice little locks and stuff like that. You can trade it out for whatever you want. And it's got a little bungee cable here for sticking stuff in if need be. Oh, the storage is great. A whole remodel, renew from the ground up for $25. I ridden for about 5 hours straight. Didn't feel any leg heat. These heat shields work great. No issues there. Brakes are phenomenal. I knew the 24 and previous models had an issue with trying to get it in gear. Sometimes you had to do the rocket back and forth thing. No problems here. This is buttery smooth. Everything goes into place, and that's pretty much it. If you want to know any other accessories and things like how all the controls work, watch another video. There's plenty of them out there that give you all those details. I'm not going to bore you with that. So let's go ride. One thing I did notice, this bike is super stable. You can kind of flip it around and it doesn't want to feel like it wants to tip on you too easily. You still need to be careful, obviously. Be safe out there. Plenty of power. I haven't finished my break-in period yet, so I'm not fully in the rev zone yet. But right now, even though I haven't even fully broken it in yet, there's still plenty of power. It feels like I don't even need it personally, so. There's some of this water here. I don't know how this is going to go, so I'm going to lock in a Navisco 4 lock here. We're in. There's another one of those little pops again. I don't have to keep it at a certain RPM or speed when I'm in Ford lock. I'm still new to these bikes, so I don't know everything about them. If anybody wants to comment, lets me know. Yeah, you can keep it in Ford lock as fast as you want to, which I believe you can. I have been. I don't run it in Ford lock all the time because it really does kind of want to pull a little harder when you're taking turns, and I kind of like the smoothness of going around a hard turn without that Ford lock in place. A cold one today. Is it like around 6 or so? Look at the top speed on this bike, around 74, 75 miles per hour. I haven't tested it. I'll just go in the break-in period. I have about 3 hours left, and then I'm going to let this thing rip. I'm on 7 hours right now. It's a 10-hour break-in period. 10 hours or 200 miles. So yeah, there you go. This is the new 2025 Can-Am 850XT. If you have any questions about it, just let me know. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.